Imagine waking up tomorrow and the first words slipping through your mind are powerful, unshakable, unwavering. Imagine saying 7 sentences to yourself, quietly in your own thoughts, and feeling your entire day shift. It sounds too mystical to be real, almost absurd. But hear this: speak these 7 lines to yourself every morning isn't just a slogan, it's an invitation into transformation. Picture this: a young woman named Ava, drained from endless nights scrolling through social media, drowning in self doubt. One morning, she wakes before her alarm, drenched in anxiety, but instead of diving into distractions, she closes her eyes and begins. Softly, she says inside her head, I am capable of achieving great things. Then, I choose happiness today. With each line, her breath steadies. Her heart slows. A weight lifts as if the world leans in, listening. That moment, silent, simple, is the beginning. Stay with me because this isn't a pep talk. It's a revelation, born at the crossroads of ancient philosophy and cutting-edge neuroscience. Each of these 7 lines has been refined by seekers across centuries, tested in laboratories, and validated by thousands of lived experiences. And today we invite you to discover them yourself. If this resonates, if a deeper current is stirring in you, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications. We're about to dive beyond feel-good affirmations. We're going into how 7 words spoken privately can crack open the door to a life you've always longed for but never believed was possible. Let's slow down. Let's meet the first line not as a phrase but as a promise. I am capable of achieving great things. You might think, that's bold. Maybe it feels distant or even false, but it's meant to feel that way, because we often begin by betraying our own potential. Saying this internally is like planting a seed in untested soil. It's uncomfortable, maybe even frightening, but it's alive with possibility. A few days ago, I spoke with an entrepreneur, Tom, who was teetering on the edge of giving up. He'd launched a dream online platform only to watch it fail under zero traction. He felt swallowed by defeat. One morning, in his emptiest hour, he whispered the same 7 lines. Not in a seminar, not on camera, just in his tiny studio apartment. Over the next week, he woke up watching metrics rise, received a message from a stranger offering help, and 3 months later, he stood before his first crowd of supporters. He told me it started with 7 words and a flicker inside that said, maybe I am capable. That's the entrance point. And it begins every day, before E4 notifications, before doubt wakes again. Now imagine repeating them all, one after another. You don't need to believe them fully at first. It's enough to speak them with intention, to let them settle into your body as if they're memory. This practice is like slow-motion alchemy, transforming each morning into a reset button, forging neural pathways of confidence, rewiring your mind piece by piece. Don't scroll yet. Even if you're feeling skeptical, stay here. We're only at line 1. There's power in the cycle of these words, the way they feed each other in a rhythm you carry all day. And I promise, by the end of this series, you'll feel their weight, their truth, in every breath. If you're ready to begin this journey, hit that like button and let us know in the comments. How did speaking line 1 feel? Did your heart squeeze? Did a spark flicker? Tell the truth, because this is a waiting room for your life's next chapter. We'll continue in part 2, where we dive into lines 2 through 5, stories that span faith traditions, neuroscience, everyday miracles, and how these words merge mind and spirit. For now, take a slow breath. Remember your first line. Keep it close. Then, I'll see you in part 2. So you've spoken the first line. I am capable of achieving great things. And maybe, just maybe, you felt something, a tremble, a shiver of belief beneath the disbelief. That's where change begins, not in certainty, but in willingness. Now, we continue. Line 2, I choose happiness today. Notice this isn't passive. It's not, I hope I'll be happy. It's a declaration, a decision. In the Buddhist tradition, monks rise at dawn and begin with a chant. Today I will not waste the gift of breath. That's not ritual, it's clarity. It's knowing that happiness isn't granted, it's chosen again and again, regardless of what storms may come. A woman named Carmen told me her story. Divorced, broke, diagnosed with breast cancer. Her mornings were filled with fear. But one day, she heard these words, I choose happiness today. Not because her life was perfect, but because it wasn't, and she wanted to reclaim at least one thing that belonged to her, her choice. She painted it on her bathroom mirror, spoke it through tears. Weeks later, her energy shifted. She told me, "Joy didn't knock down my door, but I stopped closing it." You see, these affirmations don't make pain vanish, but they stop pain from owning you. Line 3, I am grateful for the opportunities I have. Gratitude is not sentiment, it's power. It is fuel for miracles. It's what transforms scarcity into abundance, even when the bank account says otherwise. There's a passage in the Quran that says, "If you are grateful, I will give you more." Not more money, more awareness, more alignment, more grace. It's almost magical how life responds when you start noticing what's already working. Try this. Tomorrow morning, say this line, and then write down 3 tiny opportunities in your life. Maybe it's the ability to walk, to speak, to dream. What starts as small becomes enormous when you speak it with awareness. Line 4, I trust in my abilities. Now, this is where things get harder, because self-doubt doesn't just whisper, it screams. It brings receipts from your past. It shows you your failures like a cruel slideshow. But let me remind you of something. The most confident people in the world feel fear. What makes them different is this. They trust anyway. They trust that they'll figure it out, that they're not who they were yesterday, that their gifts are still unfolding. A 70-year-old man named Walter told me, I started saying this to myself the year I lost my job. I was terrified, but I realized I'm not starting over. I'm starting from wisdom. That is what I trust in my abilities means. You are not who you were. You are who you choose to become. Line 5, I embrace challenges as opportunities to grow. Now this is the line that separates the wanderers from the warriors. Anyone can be positive when life is smooth, but to face hardship, to stare it down and say, I will grow from this, that's transformation. The ancient Stoics taught this principle fiercely. Marcus Aurelius wrote, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In other words, that heartbreak, that rejection, that delay, it's not blocking your path, it is the path. So when you speak this line in the morning, you're not asking for an easy day. You're saying, whatever happens, I will extract strength from it. That is spiritual maturity. And by now, I hope you're noticing something. These affirmations are not wishful thinking. They are a blueprint for resilience. They build a mindset that's unshakable, not because life won't hurt, but because you will no longer collapse under it. Let's pause for a moment. How are you feeling right now? What is stirred in you? If anything in this message is speaking to your soul, don't just scroll on. Click that subscribe button. We are building something here, something real, a community that doesn't just crave success, but alignment, depth, and truth. In the final part of this journey, we will explore the last 2 lines, 2 declarations that are not only empowering, they're sacred. And we'll talk about how to bring all 7 together into a morning practice that doesn't just inspire, it transforms. But for now, go slowly. Reread the lines. Whisper them like prayers. Let them rest in your breath. Because if you keep showing up each morning, each moment, you're not just reciting affirmations, you're rewiring destiny. Let me know when you're ready for part 3, the finale where we bring all the affirmations together into a powerful emotional close. We've journeyed through 5 affirmations so far, 5 lines that aren't just sentences, they're soul tools. And now we arrive at the final 2. These are different, not because they're more powerful, but because they speak directly to who you are and who you're becoming. Let's begin with this one. Line 6, I radiate positivity and attract good things. Pause. Say that again, slowly, not as a statement, but as a vibration. I radiate positivity and attract good things. You may not feel it right now. You may feel tired, numb, overwhelmed. That's okay. Because the truth is, radiance is not about being loud or cheerful or pretending everything is okay. It's about what you carry in your inner world. There's a reason they say energy is contagious. You've felt it before, haven't you? Walk into a room where someone is anxious or angry and the tension wraps around your shoulders like smoke. But walk into a room where someone is calm, open, peaceful, and suddenly you breathe easier. That's what you're doing with this line. You're becoming that room, that person, that energy. One woman told me she started using this affirmation after years of feeling invisible at work. She whispered it every morning on her commute. 2 weeks in, her manager pulled her aside and said, "You've changed. You walk like someone who knows who she is." That's not magic. That's resonance. When you declare, I radiate positivity, you're not just attracting good things, you're becoming the kind of person that good things are drawn to. And finally, the seventh line, the most important one of all. Line 7, I am worthy of success and happiness. Read it again, out loud. I am worthy of success and happiness. This is the line where many people hesitate, where voices from childhood, from trauma, from failure rise up and say, no, no, you're not. But those voices, they're echoes. They're not truth. This line is, you are not broken, you are not behind, you're worthy, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. In almost every spiritual tradition, there's a concept of inherent worth. That before you lift a finger, before you prove a thing, you are already valuable because you are a soul. You exist, you breathe. That alone makes you enough. A man named Elijah emailed me once. He'd just gotten out of rehab, no job, no home, no family speaking to him. But he wrote these words, I started with one line, just one. I am worthy of success and happiness. I said it even when I hated myself. I said it until I cried. I said it until I believed it. Now, Elijah runs a nonprofit helping recovering addicts find their footing again. That's what happens when a soul remembers its worth. So now you have the 7 lines, not just affirmations, not just habits, sacred reminders. Let's say them together one last time. 1, I am capable of achieving great things. 2, I choose happiness today. 3, I am grateful for the opportunities I have. 4, I trust in my abilities. 5, I embrace challenges as opportunities to grow. 6, I radiate positivity and attract good things. 7, I am worthy of success and happiness. Now pause. Breathe. These are not just morning rituals, they are identity declarations. You're not just speaking into your day, you're speaking into your becoming. Imagine saying these every morning for the next 30 days. Imagine how your posture might change, your voice, your confidence, your ability to meet the world with calm instead of panic, purpose instead of pressure. And yes, you will miss some days. You'll feel silly. You'll hear that old voice say, this won't work. That's okay. That's not failure. That's just proof you're rewiring something deeper. Remember, every time you say these lines, you water the seeds of your highest self. And over time, something grows, quietly, powerfully, beautifully. If this video stirred something in you, please click like, subscribe, and share this with someone you love. Not because it helps the algorithm, but because it could help a life. Because there's someone out there right now staring at the ceiling, wondering if they matter, wondering if it'll ever get better. And maybe your share is the moment their soul begins to whisper again. And to you watching this till the end, I see you. I believe in you. And I want you to say this one final sentence before we part today. This is the beginning of my becoming. And it is. We'll see you in the next video. Keep becoming. Bạn muốn mình hỗ trợ viết thêm